You all have been in the ceremony of Robin. Did you see it? No.
Can we get
And also to lead us to a personal story and what we can learn from this personal story. And if you want Robin to share what you talked to me as well, it's up to you. Hello, Abby. So I think we'll begin like just giving you the floor. Robin, the floor is yours. And I want to say Mazal Tov. Mazal Tov.
Thank you.
God
That
bless
was
you for
so
your faith.
special. The whole thing was so special. Thank you. Okay. I have to center my energy because I'm all uh w-
Follow
when when Shlomo had said, would I share today, this morning, I was just dropping Adam off for a softball game at school that I'll go to later. Um, I said, well, I'll do it your way. I'll just go with whatever comes to me and not prepare anything. And then I ended up sitting in the car for an hour going through the timeline because it's been such a whirlwind and such a huge decision, seemingly, because time doesn't exist really. When you know, you know. You hear that shit. You hear all of the time. You hear when you know, or when it's right, and you go, yeah. But it happens to be how I feel and feel true at this moment because in very little time he showed who he is and how we can be together. And the timing when
maybe,
I
Robin, maybe not all of us knows what we're talking about. So that's what we say. That you
okay.
that married, say it. You got
Well, I've
married.
been alone for my entire life when you really think about it. I was married briefly to Morris's, my first son's husband, for a heartbeat, long enough to get pregnant and ask for a divorce. Um, and then 14 years later, I was engaged. And a couple years after that, I had a relationship. But really, I never met anyone that I wanted to allow to come into this house and live with either my first son or with Adam, who is now 13. Um, and here we are in a very short time since beginning uh, a texting situation in August. I'm married, and the man is in my house, and I don't feel an ounce of anxiety. I don't feel an ounce of ownership here. Well, I do feel ownership, of course, but I don't feel his comfort is more important to me than where things belong and what he's bringing in and what we're moving. Nothing matters. What matters is that we make space for one another and we enjoy this. And it feels like we are just resuming a relationship as if he hadn't been home for a while. So I am astounded. And the ceremony on Monday was our second ceremony. We had a civil ceremony on January 12th was just equally as special and remarkable, in which he stated his vows, and mine were a little bit longer. His were really succinct. And he said, so because he had made it so that we could frame his, and mine were enough, he said, to cover an entire wall. But they were about choosing and promising to put each other before the other and love. So I made notes on about the timeline. Let me just go to it because when I was sitting in the car, it came to me how interesting it is that after years of listing preferred traits and qualities and witnessing things I would want and what I would not want in a relationship, that here we are in SGLA doing our 7-year backcasting and stuff, and I always saw myself with a partner, but I certainly wasn't going out looking to meet anyone. I certainly wasn't dating. So after almost 3 years here, 2.5 years here, rather, and Shlomo said, well, I'd like to see something in your 7 years coming to you. And my grandmother is in my head saying there's a cover for every pot. And I was going, maybe not this time around. Maybe next time. Maybe later. I just didn't know that it was in the cards. And I surrendered to that. It was okay. Either way, it was going to be okay. And then we had Bruce Lipton's meeting where he talked about the difference between on the periodic table, where the elements are codependent to make chemistry, but the noble gases spin on their own and don't need anyone else. But when they come together, they make the photon. And he had said to me, did I answer your question? And I had said, no, you gave me a reading. And it was true because, and then of course, Isabel's lesson where she said, we don't need another half. We're whole as we are. Did she leave? Oh no, she's there. Okay. She had said, we're whole as we are. And she laughed, and it was such a beautiful laugh that she was like, we don't need another half. We're 100% just as we are. And when we meet someone who's also complete, it's that's when the relationship can be healthy and good and stable. So stuff comes to mind about the woodcutter story. Who's to say what is good? Who's to say what is bad? Just living in the moment and getting through. I'm not okay. I've had what I've learned here is that we have to trust in ourselves no matter what happens, and that with Irving, I recognized his heart the day that we met, and there are other couple of interesting, the Uriah Mountain Dreamer. I don't care what you do for a living. I want to know if you can get up in the morning and do what it takes to feed the children. He meets the invitation in every way, shape, and form for me. And, and woo, okay, the story. So I have crazy tiles in my bathroom that are sort of like Maui's tattoos and sort of tell a story. And there's always been this one tile that had a face on it on the floor in front of the toilet before you walk into the shower. And I always thought, who is that? What is that? And what's funny is I know it's Irving. And there's tiles where I'm holding a baby. There's tiles where there are dogs. And I could show you that later if you're interested. I won't go there now. But Adam had premonitions where when I was texting with Irving, he said, that's the one, Mom. Like, how are you going to say that? I like his vibe. He's the one. And then, as he said during the ceremony, he had a dream where he saw me married, and it was someone who looked like Irving. So, and this is the child who at age 9 had written on the steamy glass, awakened, when he was in the shower, and I was screaming, get out of the shower. And I hadn't realized he was in there channeling messages. But okay, so what happens for one happens for all, right? So my happiness and this meeting I see how it affects everyone somehow. Um, let's see. All right, the story. In August, the mother of Adam's siblings, who adopted his two older siblings, she dates all the time. She has boyfriends all the time. And that's a whole nother story. But she had said to me, do Facebook dating. You should do it. There's this guy on there. His name's Alon. He's a Jewish guy. He's the right age. He keeps bees. He's looking for someone like you. You should write to him. I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's another job. Write to him for me. Do a shidduch. Do a matchmaking thing. She said, too late. I already swiped. You're gonna have to sign up. So I signed up and I started getting messages from random people who I never felt like responding to because it just felt weird, and they weren't willing to speak through like Google Voice or do a video call before getting my number somehow on Zoom or something. And I wasn't willing to give out my phone number because with a phone number, you could put it into Google and find out everybody's information, where they live, their names, everything. And I wasn't comfortable with that. And I've heard that there's crypto fraud, etc. But this one man started writing to me, Irving, just, hi, how you doing? And I was ignoring him because he doesn't speak English. He's younger, because he wasn't the guy Elon who I had signed up to meet. So for a couple of weeks, I didn't respond, but he was persistent. And August became September. And I said, you know what? Here's a Google Voice number. If you'd like, we can connect. And then we started texting in a way through Google Voice and transcended any language issues, because we both were saying things that showed such intention with words and such great communication abilities. And I remember saying something to him. He said something about, well, if the energy that's coming through this text, it's magic. And if it translates to when we meet in person, I'll be very happy. So I said, I have a feeling you're speaking my language without speaking my language. And then we met in October. And the day we met, he had asked me to meet him for coffee at this place. And I had been putting it off because I thought time is such a premium, it's such a hard thing to give up. Why am I going to meet somebody for coffee? It's like I could be doing something. But I went. And then I ended up on the opposite side of the block, and he ended up on that side of the block, and he's like, I'm here, because he got there an hour and a half early to wait. And he said, I'm here. I said, me too, but I can't find the place. He said, well, I'm here on this side. I'm on this side. So we ended up walking on the sidewalk. And when we saw each other, it was like people running almost to each other, and we hugged. And it was like meeting an old friend. And I had not had that feeling since when I gave birth to Morris. And I looked at his face. I said, oh, there you are. Type of feeling like, oh, I know you. But I wasn't going to put anything to it. I wasn't going to imagine that it was a romantic remembrance or a connection, because you can't tell those things without looking in hindsight. Once you have the event happen, you can look backwards and say, oh yeah, that was that. But to do that in the moment is dangerous, because then you're magical thinking. But it was just a beautiful meeting, and he's been consistent since then. So like he showed up well. He went to school concert in like a short time. He was at school concerts. He was at soccer games of Adams, where he was helping me bring water bottles and bananas to feed the team. And then we'd go back to the car, and he had an umbrella to protect me from the sun. And we would share snacks, and he had a bag for the garbage. I mean, stupid little things that say so much about who a person is and how they participate impressed me. So, like he set up a beach day for us because he has a kayak and he wanted to go kayaking with Adam. And so he set up this beautiful little oasis on the beach so that when I got there and I was confused about paying for parking and he had come out to help and it was lovely. I went, and when he was kayaking with Adam in the ocean, which was like a little uncomfortable for Adam with his sensitivities and feeling vulnerable, and the code word was go back for them, and they came back, and then he was kayaking alone, and I had this vision where he was some sort of indigenous warrior type energy, and I was thinking maybe that's a past life thing, who knows, I don't know. But then he told me that he felt that we had known each other before in a past life. So I don't want to get all ooh type of stuff, but these things were unfolding. And he said in his vows that we were just resuming an old relationship. And the song that played randomly during our after our civil ceremony for us to dance, which the ceremony was at a neighbor's house in their garden, and it was just beautiful. And it was just the three of us, my neighbors, and the man who did the ceremony, who's Adam's behavioral therapist, who happens to be a notary, among other things. And it was just perfect. And he played this song, and in the song it says, "I will not let you go this time." And we've had other crazy, intense synchronicities happen as well, where Adam said, I think I left my iPad in his car. So I texted him and he said, I'm going to go down now and look from work. And he came back and had taken a picture, and I could show it to you, of two feathers on the floor of the car where I had been sitting. And he said to me, uh, you left your feathers from your wings in my car, my love. And everything. But this was on the heels of my showing of him seeing feathers in the house and saying, what are these? And I had said, feathers show up randomly sometimes, and we just take it as a good sign. And I left it because he didn't know about my loss at that time. He didn't know my stories or the details of all the bullshit. He didn't know any of it. We were establishing this relationship based on our essence, our inner child, and how we felt about each other and when we were with each other. So I didn't attach the story of Morris to the feathers. And he was saying, but it blew his mind and my mind. How did feathers end up in his car, inside his car? And on the day that he gave me the ring, there was a feather in my house, in the hallway, that Adam found after everybody had left. So it's just remarkable, and just showing support from ancestors and all over. And I loved that you brought the ancestors and everyone we had lost into the ceremony. We could feel it from our head to our toes. And let's see what else. So Adam's bar mitzvah was November 24th. We had and in October, I met him October 12th in person. On October 23rd, he was saying to me, and this is a man who works 6 days a week. Actually, it feels like 7 because one of those days is a double shift because he's always sending money to his children, his 2 children who are in Venezuela, 17 and 21. But he has supported them for 10 years and had to leave Venezuela because he worked for the government and it got ugly. And he couldn't support the kids if he would have stayed. So he had gone to Argentina for 5 years and he's been here for 5 years. But in October, on the 23rd, he said something to me about what's happening tomorrow. Do I need to ask for the time off? Because he had heard the 24th. I'm like, oh man, he thinks he's going to my kid's bar mitzvah after I just met him October 12th. And then I said, well, no, actually, I don't recall anything happening that day. Are you thinking maybe next month, the bar mitzvah? And I really appreciated that you're willing to take time from work, take that one day that you work double shift and forego it in order to accompany me. That's very nice. but there's nothing happening until next month. And then I started planning with him in mind to come to the bar mitzvah, and he sat at my side during the bar mitzvah and was just there to help me after moving things. But so he'd been to so many different things. But by December 12th, which would have been 2 months, or December 13th, 2 months since we met, there was a complication that I hadn't been aware of. It was the day before the 2-month anniversary of our meeting, and I learned about temporary protected status for Venezuelans having been revoked by Trump. And he is here on TPS, which is temporary protected status. And I started learning that thousands of Venezuelans were affected by it. And then via text at work, while he was at work, he was explaining to me that he had applied for asylum based on the situation when he left, and that it had been denied, but the attorney had continued to accept payment knowing it was denied, and he ended up paying like $6,000 for this. And then he had requested his boss sponsor him. He's been at the same job for 4 years, and they're Italian, and they sponsor a lot of people from Italy, and had not agreed to do that, and that his only option for citizenship would be to marry someone. And I was like, I questioned his intentions and something he had said at the beginning of our relationship. He said early on about knowing that that I was the woman he always wanted to have by his side. And I was like, how can you say that? It's only been a few days. How I'm a little bit, my ego likes hearing that, but I'm a little bit sad because that seems too much too soon. And at the time, he had appropriately said, he had apologized, and he appropriately said that he felt badly for saying anything that made me feel uncomfortable, but that he was quite sure of his feelings and of the peace that we had, that he had when we were together, and that he had never experienced that with anyone else. So I accepted that. But during the text on December 12th, I was reminded of it. And I brought up, you knew this back when you said this, and were those your intentions? And he was offended. And he told me at that moment, never, ever will I ever, under any circumstances, marry you. Let's just focus on the peace and the joy we have when we're together. And let's just continue our relationship as it is. Take status off the table. And I thought that, well, that was it. I had told myself in the past that not to become too emotionally invested before a 3-month mark when the old programs start coming to light. And I thought maybe that this was the point where you see the disconnect between the individual and the source, and the fear and survival mode brings out their shadows. I thought that was this time. And I felt a lot of loss and sadness thinking of not having him in our lives. And at the same time, I knew that no matter what happened, we'd be okay. And then the next thought I had was more of a message from beyond. I actually heard the words, just marry him. And then the first thing in the morning, he sent me a text with a rose emoji and a message commemorating the 2-month anniversary of the day we met. And I had already decided to tell him that day that I would marry him, but I was nervous about it because I don't want to jeopardize what I've built here. And I wanted to be smart and figure out, prenuptials and this and that. And I reached out to Shlomo, and he offered to meet with me. And if I recall correctly, he asked me 2 or 3 questions, something to the effect of, how do you feel and what do you want? And do you have the strength to get him out if you have to? And do you trust yourself? And Shlomo told me after I answered these questions Go tell him, go to his work, tell him, go, be happy. And I was like, no, we have a bar mitzvah at 7 o'clock at night tonight. There's no way in hell I can't go to his work, but I will call the man and I will talk to him. And I did. And we spoke on video call for at least an hour, maybe two. And I told him I was willing to marry him, even though the day before he had said he would never marry me under any circumstances. And he said to me during this conversation, if we were to marry, he'd want me to know that nothing had been calculated and that nothing had been with an agenda. And that if we were to ever get married, it would be because he loves me and wants to be with me. And I told him at that time, well, then you can spend the rest of your life proving that to me. And he thought that was kind of funny. And we didn't discuss it again. I just left it on the table and it felt better. Just knowing that I was willing to do it felt better for me. It removed any kind of heaviness or resistance within the relationship because it just felt like the right thing to know no matter what, I'm okay. I'll marry him if he wants. If not, it's okay too. Let's move forward. So we didn't talk about it again. And then on Christmas Eve, December 24th, he asked me if I meant what I had said. And then on December 29th, we went to the courthouse with Adam for our marriage license. And Adam took part in the oath, raising his hand very seriously to get the license. We had the civil ceremony on January 12th at my neighbor's. And Irving had begun seeing the 117. January 17th was the day that it happened with Morris, and I see 117 everywhere, which removed the heaviness of that day of seeing it. It became more of a message like, hey, 117, just like seeing his birthday, 9/22, which I see everywhere as well. And he said, maybe we could get married on the 17th. And I said, no, I want a day that's just ours. I don't want to mix that energy. And we had the ceremony that day on the 12th. And then Shlomo said, would you like to do a Jewish ceremony or a spiritual ceremony? And I said, of course I would. And I didn't know what to expect. And that morning he's like, wear white. I'm like, oh, do I have white? Bring wine and everything. And we did it. And we sent out the thing and whoever came, came. And it was beautiful. I have a screenshot that Irving's son and daughter sent to us of the meeting. And you could see some of you, like Renee was there bringing unconditional love, and Abby and all the faces that were there. And Adam's brother is in the picture with a piece of his mom, like there. So I think the sister was there too, and then a couple of cousins. And my sister, who used to say to me, "Are you in a cult?" She was there, and it was just incredible. And every single day with this man is better than the day before, and we communicate and navigate through financial situations, housing situation with no issues, with the intent of resolution and solution rather than and communication. And those were my vows. And I could show you pictures if you would like me to share screen, or if I'm done, I'm done. You want to see pictures? I'll show you pictures.
Yes,
Okay.
I will let you show this picture.
Okay, got it. I just sent the request. Let's see.
You got it.
I got it. I put that song in Adam's bar mitzvah video. Anything you want, you got it. And every song I pick is so perfect with the words. But here we go. I digress. All right, wait. Share. Okay. Can you see?
Yes.
So this was the day we met. And when we were walking up the stairs, he took my hand at one point. he took the selfies. I don't take selfies. I don't know where to look, or I didn't know where to look. Now I'm learning where to look. I know you have to look at the green light. And we were walking into this place and he had held my hand. Oh, and this was what I call it, the recipe. This was his post. And he said he was looking for someone that he could be with who flows without pressure, with respect and responsibility emotionally, and just casual with harmony and natural. It's everything to be natural. And why is this not letting me? Okay, wait. And then this was our first night at a place called Hollywood Beach. I feel younger. I feel prettier. I feel more alive. I feel happier. It's remarkable. And I shouldn't need, this was at a Halloween party at Adam's siblings' house. And I told him, I said, you are so brave after to walk into a house where you don't speak English, where nobody else speaks your language, and just be comfortable. These are Adam's siblings, and they were dressed like Wednesday Adam and Lurch, I guess. And Adam was like a wizard of sorts, but not in full costume right there. But here was and he said to me, when I said you're so brave, he said, "You're my courage. When I'm with you, I'm brave." How do you not love that? And then this was the day with the kayak. And when I zoomed in, I could see Adam was terrified. You could see his face. He was not sure. He wanted back. And but he did it. And this was at the bar mitzvah, the photo booth, and the t-shirts I had made. Where I wish I could find the tile to show you. And this was when I picked my car up from where it was getting fixed. Leona. Bueno. Right. And here we are getting the marriage license. Wait, let me move this. Oh, and here's for the endoscope. And I was tearing when I found out that he had to be sedated because I thought he was going to be awake during the endoscope. And it was like, wait, you just got here. God forbid something go wrong. Now what? But it's not the other shoe should drop. Like Bruce Lipton said, how many years of heaven on earth has he had with Margaret? That's the way it should be. And that's the way it's going to be. And this was the ceremony on the 12th. There's a lot of pictures. And he cried. And what else? This was a ceremony of joining the wine and drinking from the same cup during that ceremony. And then here is the screenshot that his son had sent us from the ceremony. These are his two kids. This is Adam's brother. These are cousins. This is my sister. And the support I felt having you all there was remarkable. And this was another day at lunch. Doing anything is fun with this guy. For him as well, it's like, it's just weird. And this is funny. Where's, I don't know where it is. I was going to show you the original thing, but we both met the recipe. It's like we both had listed the ingredients of what we were wanting and found it within each other. And this is all within a few months. It's just crazy. And that's it. How do I stop share? Oh, do you want to see the tiles?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's see if I can find. All right. I want to find the one. Well, hang in there. Here's me holding a baby. I don't know if you could see it. The baby and holding. Here's a woman. It looks like an angel. The breasts, the arms, the wings. Do you see it or you don't see it? I don't know. I'll have to find it another way. Because I'm not seeing the one with his, here it is. You see his profile? The nose, the chin. Maybe it's only meant for me. I don't know. I can't see you guys because I'm looking at my screen. But wait, let's see if I could find the dogs. It's like Maui's tattoo. It's very, and here you could see the baby and the arm. Here's the elbow and the arm holding the baby, waving. And yeah, I know the
Okay,
dog.
Robin.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing now.
Give us 3 sentences you want to share with us now.
Story of Moses being told by God, hold the column up. There's more than 3 sentences. Act as if. That's my one sentence. Act as if. Just when Moses says, I'm not strong enough to hold this building up. And God said, just act as if you are. And I think that's what it is. Feeling the feeling of being complete and having what you need before you even have it is one. And the second is woodcutter, whatever this is, it is, who knows, good or bad. But right now I'm happy and I'm choosing happiness. And I'm going to continue to choose every single day to make him and his concerns my priority.
Great.
And I love you all. And thank you for coming to the wedding and having the wedding.
It's amazing. It's, I feel really family as we are meeting now in our salon and talking to each other. And yes, this makes me very happy. All the details and everything. Sometimes when you really love somebody, you love to hear the details. It's important. And also to see the miracle happen and to see your face. It's really great.
And look, even my glasses are brown
Yeah.
this year instead of black. I know the
You should turn them to green. And also, I think you are a lot younger than him. It's important to understand that. I don't know anything about the numbers, but you look very young, very happy, new, very new. And I thought that maybe if the people here who were not in the ceremony, you can go later and see the ceremony in the video. But if you want to say something to Robin and he was not there, maybe we'll give it another few minutes before we'll come to the teaching. And I want to thank you so much, Robin, for being with us all these years. I don't know how many years you are with us. It sounds like forever. And I'm really, really happy for you. And it feels good. And I will share when you were talking to me, I asked you, what did you feel? And what is the worst thing that can happen? And after we saw what could be the worst, you could see that this is the right thing to do. Yes, my dear, I'm so happy to be with you and how happy to be part of this ceremony. And if you want to say something, you just unmute yourself and say something to Robin. The floor is open.
Robin, congratulations, my love. I am so warmed in my heart and my soul for you. You deserve it. You have earned it. You, not that anybody has to earn things, but you have come through some tough stuff and you are shining. You're glowing. You're radiant. And that is what love can do. And I see the love, the real love in there that you have. Thank you for sharing everything with us. It's a beautiful story, and I can't wait to see what happens going forward with you guys. Keep us posted.
Yeah, this time it's time of miracles. And I just want all of us to look at the chat. Because Isabel Costa wrote something. And this is really part of miracles. And I support you so much, Isabel. Yes, all of a sudden we see these stories are not only in the movies. It really happens, flesh and blood. And it can happen. And I can tell you, Robin, if you were going to be the reason that Isabel will end her celibacy, I will love you forever. I love you anyway forever, but this will be an amazing, amazing moment.
Well, don't think of me while you're doing it.
Great. Okay. Who wants to say something?
Robin, it's so exciting to witness this miracle. What's coming to mind is after in one of our classes, you had embraced your future self. I remember you said, I'm feeling my future self and I'm living my future self now. And you had this beautiful, beautiful glow. And I just remember feeling this wonderful energy. And that's what you're, it's happening. I mean, it's sort of like I don't have the words, but I wish I could have been at the ceremony. I, I'm just so happy for you. It's just a wonderful, wonderful to be able to share it with you. So thank you so very much. Blessings, blessings. Mm.
And what was incredible was the commitment, the oath and commitment where Adam and Irving looked at each other during the ceremony and both spoke and embraced. Where Irving said, you can count on me. And in the prenuptial, I had placed something for Irving that God forbid anything should happen to me. He has the choice to continue to live here and provide that continuity for Adam, that nobody can say to him, okay, you can leave now. It's in the agreement for that. So that was such a gift. Thank you, Shlomo.
It made me
Thank
cry.
you, Katrina.
Okay, so you see, when I'm talking to you about future imagery and how to create your future, maybe this crazy bald guy, sometimes he's right. This is my ego on this, but I know Robin went all the way, and she was consistent, and she stepped stuck with us for a long, long time. And at the end, it happened. Thank you. Promise, my son, do you want to marry as well?
Yeah, that's it.
Beware,
And
because
I'm
if we give you the energy now, it's contagious. So beware.
yeah, and I'm feeling so deeply that I'm going to meet my life partner this year. I'm
Wow.
feeling so deeply about that. Yeah, and I'm sorry I call Robin Mama. I'm sorry I wasn't aware about the wedding. I would have joined, I would have joined. And a very big congratulations to you. I'm really happy for you. I mean, you're one of those that prioritize is our happiness. You're one of those. And we've had few moments where we've interacted and I've had calls personally. And you have very strong energy. And of course, you deserve the best. And I'm so grateful to God and the universe that you have someone that tickles your butterfly and gets you on that path of happiness. I'm so really happy. And yeah, that's something that's very contagious. And I'm happy to be here today to get the whole message about everything. And yeah, and I believe when I meet my life partner, I'm going to read every detail. I'm going to read into every detail and get to know, yeah, if this is it. And I'm sure I will really identify it when I see it. So I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy for Adams, and I'm sure we're still going to have a call one of these days collectively as a family, because this is a family I've come to identify with. And I love Adams. And most times he wants to talk to me, and I'm really happy for all of you. I'm happy for you. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Dear Promise, I promise you that I will do the celebration and the ceremony for your marriage as well.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope to.
My dear. Okay, the floor is open. Bonnie,
Robin. Robin, I am so sorry I missed it. You sent the invitation. I was asleep, so it wasn't going to work. But I am so thrilled to have been in on all of the details leading up to it. I couldn't wait until you announced it to your whole family, so I'm glad we're all in on it now. I am so thrilled for you. I am thrilled for him. And I am really happy for Adam. That little boy, he deserves the world. And it looks like he has it. Many, many blessings to all of you.
thank you.
I'm just overwhelmed with feelings and soaking it all in. I have so much love for you all. I'm so glad you're all part of my life. Thankful.
Thank you. But Abby, yes.
What I'm really enjoying about today is watching all of the growth that you have put yourself through, the lessons that you took from Shlomo and SGLA, and you put them into your life and allowed it to transform you. And to be able to watch that transition has been so beautiful. And it's like you're free now and you've learned how to play. And you're dancing, with everything that comes up. You're not taking it as a limitation. You're taking it as, okay, what can I learn here? How can I grow? And I love that. It's been such a joy. Thank you.
When you channel, you channel. When you speak, Abby, it's remarkable. Thank you. Because that's the truth. He's brought playfulness. And I said that in my vows was areas of my life I forgot even existed are coming back. And
Yeah. And Adam's face in the kayak is him working through it too,
yes.
right?
Yes.
It doesn't always look pretty, but as long as you keep going and growing.
Yes.
You know, Suzelle also is recently married, by the way. Did you do the wedding, Suzelle?
Yes, she was.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to talk to Suzanne as well, maybe.
The life, just opening up and choosing life,
Yeah.
no matter what, moving forward and choosing what makes you happy. It's remarkable.
So Carlos wants to speak. Carlos was like the father. He knew
Yes.
Spanish and English. He was the translator, and he felt like he's taking care of the both the young couple.
Yes, I'm very happy to participate in the ceremony. It's a beautiful ceremony, and congratulations, Robbins. You are bright, and you are shining and shining and shining. I'm very happy to you, and for Irving, if you need or Irving wants to practice some kind of meditations of SGLA in Spanish, I am grateful for joy and enjoy with Irving in Spanish, wherever he wants. I share for my heart and
He
I
will
love
love
you.
it. Couldn't you feel it? He
Yes.
will love it. You could feel it.
Mhm.
He will love it. Thank you. And I want Fatem to teach me how to belly dance. That's what I want.
Okay. So do you think it's time to learn something? Just, I can stay like this the whole day.
Yes, I want to say something. Yeah.
Yes, for them.
Congratulations, Robin, and working on yourself and see yourself whole. That's why you brought like somebody whole as well like you. And that's like, you came like to this point in your life, and that's when you to enjoy the happiness and to grow together instead of stopping each other. That's beautiful seeing it. And I felt your story in my heart deeply. Because like this kind of story of love, it's open anything closed. And yeah, I teach you. I will teach you. You're here, like you're too close, actually. Florida, it's not like too far from Chicago. So we'll meet someday. Congratulations.
Rainbow. Okay. I was looking inside what to teach today. I have this kind of feeling that when Robin will speak at the beginning, we will be all over the place. So it's like, and what is amazing to see, Robin, as well, it's like you have so much energy that you can not even contain it. It's coming and going. So all my blessing for you, and I said many blessings also in the ceremony that this will go forever. That's all. And the last lesson that I was teaching to the facilitators was on the contrary, was on death. So what I felt today while you are talking, that I will teach you something about how you can heal yourself also in a days of despair. And then I'll do what I did then and do this kind of satsang. Satsang is a moment that I'm closing my eyes and I'm connecting. And I don't know who is speaking. You will say your name and you will ask or you will comment. And at that very moment, things are coming straight. But then I did it for the questions about death, and now dedicated to Suzelle and to Robin and to all of us. We do it for the moments of coming alive again, all the time, all the time. And this will be my story. And the stories comes from Hasidism. There are many stories, but one of them I'll share with you. The story is about one of the greatest rabbi of Hasidism. His name is Rabbi Yisrael Salanter. And he was walking on the street. In these days, there was not light on the street and nothing. He was walking with his people. And all of a sudden, his coat winter was torn. All of them were not so rich. Some of them were really poor. So his coat was torn. And it was almost night. So you know when you come to a place, and even if you find a tailor, the tailor doesn't have light to repair your coat. And it was like going really, really dark. And then they saw a tailor. And they went in, and it was very dark, and the tailor had only small candle left. It was very poor. So he said to him, "Can you repair my coat?" And the wife of the tailor said, "You cannot, because there is only little candle and we don't have other candles. So how you can do it?" And then the tailor said something that Rabbi Yisrael Salanter took it for his whole life. He said, as long as there is any kind of light, you can always repair. As long as there is any kind of light, even small light, you can always repair. As long as there is any kind of light, you can always repair. Or in other words, as long as the candle is still burning, it's possible to mend, possible to repair. And then Rabbi Yisrael Salanter, for the rest of his life, said, "This was the greatest lesson I learned in my life. The greatest lesson that I learned in my life." And it goes after what we learned last week about the hidingness, but it's totally the opposite. It's totally telling us that always there is no place for repair, for despair. There is always where you can repair, and there is never a moment of despair. And what we can learn from this are many, many things, and we'll meditate on them today. But he said, there are some interpretations. I will not quote, I will tell you. First of all, as you understand, the candle and the light is the symbol of life. And you can be very poor, also in the real world, and you can have only a little candle to lighten your life. But as long as you have this little candle, You can always repair. And repair is, in Hebrew, the word is tikkun. Tikkun is a very, very spiritual word. That repairing is not only the code of the rabbi, is not only repairing even your feelings, even your despair. Repair means that you can connect again and again and again for the rest of your life in this planet to the spiritual part and repair this disconnection and create connection again and again and again and again. So we can take it for many, many stories or many, many understandings in a moment. But I feel now that we go into meditation and we'll all close our eyes and we'll all create this connection with the divine, with God. And I dedicate it to each and every one of us and to the whole world. And then I'll go into a very deep meditation with you, with closed eyes. And the moment you want to comment, or the moment you want to ask, or the moment you want to share, the floor will be always open. And remember, just when you stop speaking, to mute yourself again, because I will not be here. I will be somewhere else. And I want to tell you that sometimes I say things that you may not understand, and I will, even myself, I don't understand them. But just, I want you to be able to open yourself and to get it. Isabel was with me in the facilitator course. Who else was there? Only you, Isabel, yes? And now I'm putting my total intention to go beyond and to see the nice part of life, the nice part of other life as well, of future lives. Now I dedicate it for the happiest part of all of us and all of you. And I'll pray in Hebrew and then we'll close our eyes. First, I want all of us to be together and to feel that we are supporting each other. For 10, I don't see you. I will be very happy to see you, although I'm closing my eyes, but I want you all to be present. So we put our feet on the ground, like always. We take a deep breath. We make a sound. You may not hear my sound, but that's okay. 7 times. Wow, 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 wow. Do you hear me? Okay. Create the same frequency, one frequency for all of us. Oh, No more. Whoa. Imagine that there is a stream of light comes from the ground into our body. Very powerful stream of light, like a wide river. A lot of energy is coming to our body, hits our feet, our legs, our thighs, hits our first chakra, our genitals, and goes into our body, to our hara. Open yourself, let it in more and more and more and more. See, a powerful energy and light comes to us. You can feel it now in your belly. It goes up, and you can feel it in your solar now. Take a deep breath and let it in all and more and more and more. And all of a sudden it hits your heart. You can feel your heart gets this amount of energy, and the heart becomes happy, wide, vast. You can feel the energy goes from the ground to your heart. Feel it. Feel it. Open yourself more and more and more. And now simply begin to move on your chair as all your body is a wave. You can feel the energy from the ground comes to your heart. Take a deep breath and you make a sound again. And now you feel the energy comes to our throat. You can feel it in your throat. And you can move your head in circles for a while just to release the tension. And you open your throat and neck and let all the energy comes into it more and more and more. And you move your body on the chair. And then you see the light comes into your body from your throat and neck up to your face, up to your mouth, up to your third eye. And you can feel it in your third eye. Like it hits and opens something in our third eye, which is more open now, more open now. And then we raise up our hands, we look at the sky, and we connect heaven and earth, and we surrender. We surrender to the energy, to the eternal energy, to the eternal flame of life in this lifetime and in future lifetime. You can move and you can also connect past lifetimes. And you move your hands up. And we'll make a sound again once. You take Now I put my hands down and I imagine that I'm going higher and higher and higher until I come to another level. And I summon all my courage and I step to the other side. So I am on the other side now. I will not tell you what to do, what to think. I will not tell you anything. I want you to go yourself and to see what comes to you And the moment you see what comes to you, you can say, you can share, and if you have questions, you can ask. If you face fear or anxiety, don't hesitate to open your mic and ask for support. And I will give you my hand, or other people will support you. So imagine you go to the other side and you fly high. And you are in the other world now. Feel what you see. Ask for what you can see. And I put my total intention to help you see the right side, the other life now. And feel free to say something. You don't have to. I'm told to tell you to open your hearts, to go inside your hearts. To summon your courage and feel free. Go on a journey with no limitations. Go on a journey with no limitation. Go on an endless journey. You deserve. You deserve. You deserve. We are waiting.
Can I say?
Yes. Maybe not.
I saw the vision again that I had many years ago of an ancient master giving me again a glass pyramid with a beautiful white rose inside and an ancient paper that is rolled.
I have a organizer by origami pyramid in front of me here. Close my eyes, I don't see it, but I know. And this is a great message that you are able to clean your life. You are able to bring this to all the dark spots in your life, to lighten them, and to make it clear to create a place that you can grow your self-love more and more and more. Thank you.
Can I share?
Please say your name first.
Patton,
Yes.
I have so much heaviness in my heart and my solar plexus chakra. There is some uncomfortable feelings in there. It's very tight. I just, I'm with that feeling. I don't know what it is. I can't see anything, but it's so uncomfortable.
Wow. Please put your hand on your para and on your heart. And we all will make a sound, a healing sound. Very gently, so you can connect to your self-love in this lifetime on the other side of the river. Just accept what comes. Imagine that you're caressing your body from the other side. very, very gently. Sending self-love to your heart and to your womb. And a healing power to heal yourself. Connecting heaven and earth. You deserve, you deserve, you deserve, you deserve. Many words are coming to me now from the world. Almost like a river of words. The one who has question now or a challenge, please speak up. One of you. Trust that it can be healed. So all of you, all of us, when we are on the world beyond, let's imagine this energy comes to our body, cleans our inner self, this hollow bamboo, in a very, very nice way, very gentle way. No need to drama, no need to work, no need to cry. Just open ourselves and let the energy come and go. Come. Energy of loss is leaving us now. Total energy of loss is leaving us. All of us, those who lost a family member or a friend, the energy that comes now is the energy of condolences, energy of hug, energy of repair. I put my hand on my heart and I send the energy to nature. I feel somebody is afraid to ask or to say. Don't be afraid. It's okay, you're at home. But just pay attention to what you see now. Slowly, slowly. Soon we'll come back. If you still want to ask something or you want to share what you see, you can do it now. Imagine that you are crossing the river from above to being wrapped just a spirit back to living the body. And what I saw, I want you to do it. We put our hands on our back, on our lower back. And we just, on the chair, we move our hips and we turn around to the right and to the left and to the right and to the left and to the right and to the left. Feel it, you let go of the tension that you have there. And now you can make a circle with your body, clockwise and then counterclockwise. And now you put your feet on the ground firmly. You connect to the ground and you wear your new body like a new soul, a new custom. And you can caress your body a little bit and imagine that wherever you touch, you bring your new body back to this world. After touching our whole body, bringing our body to life, we still with closed eyes, we go down to sit in our chair again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Slowly, slowly, you come back to your body. You let go of your head and you look at the ground with closed eyes. And then slowly, slowly, when you are here again, you can open your eyes and look at the ground. You bring aliveness to your body. You bring aliveness to your brain. You can feel the energy. And now, you can open your eyes and look at the ground and stay for a while between the worlds. And the moment you are ready, you can raise your eyes to the screen. Take a moment to come back. If you need to drink something, drink. If you need to yawn, yawn. If you need to breathe, breathe. Take some time to come in. And if you want to share, what did you see? Yes, Robin, you will be.
This is interesting because when I went to the other side, I just saw like white, bright void, and I was in it. And I wanted a visitation. I wanted to see more or have someone come, and it didn't happen. And I sat and I said, that's okay. And then I loved the idea of touching the body from the other side. And then, and this is what was of particular interest to me, the remaining challenge I'm feeling physically that limits me is the left hip and lower back or back area. And while there's some improvement to the back area, the left hip is still healing. And so the fact that, and this is where I'm thinking, well, in the void, I am nothing. I'm a drop of water. And the next second, you're saying something where the entire universe was created just for me, because I put my hands on the areas that needed healing on my hips and opened the hip area and the lower back. And I'm thinking, oh, there it is. There's what I needed. Thank you. So thank you. It's a trip. It's a trip.
It was very physical. I felt it in my hips. I saw the picture that of a woman, and now I know maybe it's you, and you really touch your body, yeah, not on the cloth, under the clothes. You touch your body, and you move your hips. And I felt this pain within me, and then my pain also released. Okay, thank you, Neil. Thank you. Promise.
Yeah, thank you. I had a vision where I sort of saw myself completely naked and then had this white, completely white and pure globe encapsulate me. I was in the middle, and then I felt this thick white cloud covered me all over, and then saw some hands. I would say it was the hands of all of you on my head. And then at some point, I felt like a golden crown being placed on my head in the vision.
Golden what?
Golden crown, a kind of a crown.
Wow.
Yeah, being placed on my head. And then all of your hands felt like, and it was so angelic, all placed on my head. And then I was just there completely naked, just as if I going into my bedroom to bed. Then all these hands on my head. And in fact, the cloud was so whitish, covered me. And then towards the end, I felt lost in it. It completely covered me because at first point, my body was still transparent. It was still showing, but later and the cloud completely covered me. The cloud rather completely covered me, and I was lost in it. It became so thick that no one could see me, or I can't see anyone from the other end, but I could feel the hands on my head.
Yes. I see the picture now. And when we are going to the other side, it's a great chance to let go all the emotional baggage that we carry all our lives. And I saw also a picture of naked people, so maybe this is also something that you saw. Or it was you. And for me, it's a sign of freedom. On the other side, one moment. On the other side, yes, I see it now. Thank you for your courage. And yes, I can get this message that your total freedom is waiting around the corner. When I say freedom, is also freedom from all these traumas in this lifetime, and maybe all the traumas of the people of your tribe many, many years ago as well. This is what I can see now, not more. Thank you, dear, for being with me. It will come to you. It could come to you maybe during this week. The pictures. Just pay attention to the pictures in your dreams, in life, whatever you can see. Thank you. Okay, next one.
So I saw the very first thing that I saw was President Trump and how he's being used as a tool to activate love on the planet. We've got to counterbalance his evil with our love. And so many people are fighting with him, and it's just increasing the turmoil. And I just saw it so clearly. And it's that our individual baggage, our own little petty things that we have from our past, all of our programming is the only thing that's keeping us from doing it. We've got to drop our own selfish desires so that we can come together and rise above it and just become love. And as soon as I had that thought, as soon as that came through me, I felt all of us, and we were all connected. And it's so funny, Isabel, that you said something about a pyramid, because I saw all of us under this copper pyramid, and we were just glowing all together. And we were holding hands, and we had our arms around each other. We were doing this together. And it just was so beautiful. I tried to hold on to that energy until the very end, and that's what I did.
Right. Let me explain something. We always caught in this illusion of good and bad. When the heart is open, pros and cons are disappearing. And Trump is a great, great example. Because in this crazy world, healing cannot come only through a crazy people. Only through people who are acting out of the box. And God brought us some leaders which sound very, very bad to us, but in the image of love, there is nothing like bad or good. There is only a way to create the new world. that is now creating. The old systems are collapsing, and we can see it. Just by having these crazy leaders in the old systems, those who felt they are protecting us, they are collapsing too. And we are rising above as if we were plants that were stuck in the greenhouse, and now we can go beyond the greenhouse, can create for ourselves and for the world a total new world. And this is the message that what I feel with you comes from the other side. It comes to me very clearly now that the other side is calling us not to be in panic. Although we see all these horrible changes sometimes. So they are not horrible. They are only the way that this world is going forward. And I say to you, and I say to the whole world, and mainly I say to myself, because I was in the parliament, I was in politics, I was not a politician, but and I thought that this kind of rules will protect us, and they are not. So what we have to do is to take deep breath, to summon our courage,
Okay, no problem.
to take a deep breath, to summon our courage, and to go forward. Yes. Who else want to say something?
Can I say something?
Yes. Sure.
What I saw is I saw us all in a circle meditating, not in our adult form. We were like newborn babies before we had all the hurt and the trauma and everything. And before I came out of it, it actually told us that we don't realize that how much SGLA is busy healing the world because we have all this love and we're sending it out to the world. I really felt the love, and I think sometimes because each and everyone on this group has a special talent, and we don't realize how much we put it out in the world, and how since we started SGLA, how we grew in our boldness of healing people. And that's thanks to you, Shlomo. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Suzanne, my dear. Yes, you are right, my dear. You are so right, you can even not understand. Maybe you understand. Yes, all what I want is to hug you. And we have also to bless you for your new life. And maybe because you're a pastor, we can also make you a ceremony. This is what I thought before. But this is not about what you said. What you said is amazing. Thank you, dear. Thank you. Yes, we are all children. And it's not just coincidence that Romy saw himself naked. And I also saw naked people. As babies, as we don't have this guilt and shame, we are happy just the way we are. And this is the sign of freedom, the way I see it. Thank you. Thank you, dear. Okay, Elizabeth.
I see. I went to a beach in Kauai Island, Hawaii, because our ancestors are there. And for a long time, I have been called there, and I need to go there and connect with that piece of the earth and the ocean.
was talking today in the interview with a guy from Hawaii. And he himself needs healing. Okay. Who is next? Yes, Petrina.
So I went to this beautiful place of peace and love, and I just kept getting the message that we're going to a place that's beyond our wildest imagination of beauty and joy and peace and harmony. And it was just such a clear message, and it just kept getting imprinted on my consciousness to trust that this is where we are going, and it's going to be like Robin's experience of happening. It's just a flow that we're in, and it was so beautiful. So thank you.
Thank you, Petrina. So I want to share with you some Hasidic stories that are taking with me, that I'm taking with me. The first one is of Rabbi Nachman of Breslov that says there is no death at all. There is no death at all. There is no such thing as death at all. And he told a story. A man was deeply afraid of death. And Rabbi Nachman said to him, "You think the candle is extinguished, but in truth, the flame only rises to another place." So there is something very, very important to understand. Death is only change of the state of consciousness. Fear comes from identifying with the body. And the soul does not die, it simply changes its vessel. And for us, it's very easy to see. The more we are meditating, the more we are able to go with our meditation, with our mind to the other side, the less fear of death is coming. Because as in this meditation I did this week and also for us, because this is helping us not to identify with the body. So when our candle will take another space, another world, it's totally okay. And only the attachment to our body are what brings us this kind of fear. And all of us, the fear of changes, the fear of transformation, it is the fear that is stuck in the comfort zone, in the place within us that we want things to be like they were yesterday. I remember in Israel after the 7th of October, after the war, everybody said, I want to go back to my routine. And I told them, listen, if you remember, there was never routine before, and there will never be routine in the future. And nothing gonna be the same. And nothing is the same from day to day to day to day. So the only thing that we have to train ourselves is to be able to contain the changes. That's all. And the more focused we are containing the changes, it makes it easier for us. And I'll finish this lesson also by saying something to Robin. She was main part of this lesson today. You are now in a moment of great, great happiness. And I know that it's not easy to contain this happiness as well. Sometimes it's not easy to contain sadness, but sometimes it's also not easy to contain happiness. So all what the tip I can give you and all what I pray for you, that you will be able to enlarge your grounding so you can contain all the fire and bring it in. Because there are two ways of fire, two kinds of fire. One is the fire on benzene that you light it and it disappears after 2 days. And the other is the fire that comes from the wood, that you light it and it lasts forever sometimes. So my prayer to you, thank you, Tammy. You brought this red. So my prayer to you, Robin, is that this fire will be the fire that goes forever. And you will be able to ground yourself more and more and more so this fire will not burn you. And you will be able to contain it and to bring peacefulness with love, with the fire. But this is, prayer, it's good as a prayer. But now don't stop yourself from enjoying the fire. Go with the fire all the way, but just work on, let's say, enlarging your grounding. As in pyramid, we're talking about pyramids today. The larger is the base, you can go higher and higher and higher.
The more stable the base. The
Yeah.
larger, the more stable the base.
Right.
And you know what I keep giving thanks for as well was the facilitator meetings that we had with Helene and Danny. And I even had mentioned to Irving about how I stay on my side of the fire and learned from that. It took me a while to wrap my brain around it, but once I got there and I try to bring that in when I start to think, oh, let me help him with this, or let me do this for him, or and then I think, no, that's not my job here. Let him be the man. Let him do his thing. Let him handle his business. I'm here by his side, and that's enough.
Very good, very good.
And then I wrote something. I wrote something in the chat that I thought of yesterday about that your mother had said.
Okay, thank you all.
And
Okay,
it's not so
wow.
easy to die. You said once, your mom said
Yeah.
it's not so easy to die.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, dear Faten, I love you. Carlos, I love you. Charlotte, I love you. Chief, I love you. Bonnie, I love you. Suzelle, I love you. Isabel, I love you. Veronica, dear Veronica, I love you. Petrina, I love you. Elizabeth, I love you. Tammy, I love you. Abby, I love you. Robin, I love you. Renee, I love you. Shlomo, I love you. Caroline, I love you. Thank you, my friends. Thank you, my family. And go and open the video of the celebration of the ceremony. I think you're going to enjoy it.
You know what else, Shlomo?
Yes.
My first small family, everyone's pretty much here. And I also reached out to Zara after, and she sent her good wishes.
So invite her to come back. At least for once or twice, just. I know there are many people around that because of life, they went out, but I still miss them as well. Thank you all. See you.